go ahead and get started right now. If you have a pad and paper, you're going to want to take notes with the information that I've got for you because it's something really spectacular. Well, again, my name is Tim Taylor. I'm Executive Vice President here at Trivesta, and what my mission is tonight is to do one thing, is to get you the information that you need to get ahead. It doesn't matter where you're at financially, whether you're struggling, whether you're doing fairly well, or if you're all the way over the top with wealth and abundance. Our mission is to help you get up to the next level, and it's to do it with ways and methods that most people, not all, but some of the very wealthy people in the country are aware of these methods, but the majority of people haven't been. We're going to show you some tactics and systems that can push you over the top from what you ever actually thought possible in your financial life. So follow along very carefully and just keep your eyes open. That's all I ask. Now, a little background on the company. Our company is called Trivesta. It was founded by Mr. Joe Cherry. Joe is probably one of the top experts in the country in the area of finance with interest rates, how money works. He's one of the types of people that are actually advising some of the very top financial institutions in the country, if not the world, and is an expert in this particular area. Joe's goal, along with some of the rest of us with Trivesta that have followed in on this mission, is to reach out and help millions of people with innovative new methods, again, to help them move up in their health, wealth, and security. Now, this program has been in development for years. It is just releasing internationally now, and buckle up because it's going to be some really interesting information. Let me start with a couple of quick qualifying questions for you here. Basically, if you had $1,500 an hour job, your job is paying you $1,500 an hour, how many of you would actually spend $70 to $100 a month in gas or tools or whatever it is to get there? You're getting $1,500 an hour, of course you would spend $70 to $100 a month in gas or whatever it is to get there, right? That's kind of an easy question. How about this? How about if I could show you a way that you could get convenient health care that saves you every single year $1,000 every year. On top of whatever you've got, your best health care plan, it's going to save you $1,000 a year. Would that, you'd be open to do that if it didn't cost you any more money? Of course you would. It's an easy question. How about this? If you could provide college scholarship credits to all of your beneficiaries, that would be your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, godchildren, all of them, and it didn't cost you 1 cent, would you do it? If you could do that and it didn't cost you anything, of course we would. We all would do that. Well, that's not only possible, these things, with Trivesta. It's actually a guaranteed program. The things that I'm showing you, in reality, you can do with this plan. Now, you've all heard of Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young is the #3 accounting firm in the world. Every year, Ernst & Young gives out an Entrepreneur of the Year award to up-and-coming, innovative new programs that they think are trend-setting, that are changing, that change the dynamic of the time. And some of those years ago, when Microsoft first came out, and Bill Gates did that, he received the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year back in the MS-DOS days. Likewise, Apple, a couple of years later, received that very same award when they came out. Starbucks, eBay, major global conglomerates that have moved up and changed the world. They are disruptive technologies that changed everything in their area. They came out and received this Ernst & Young award. Well, I can tell you one thing. I don't know where you were when those companies started, but I know where you are with this one because the developers of the program that I'm going to share with you right now received that very same award. Let me introduce you to the Prospero Wealth System. It's a program that helps you to wipe out debt and create wealth by working smart with what you already have. There's no borrowing. There's nothing that you've got to do. You don't have to go out and sell anything. You don't need to do anything else. Take your thinking cap off of what you thought this might be and listen up. You can work exactly with what you have. That includes your debts, your liabilities, your problems, your assets, where you're at right now, rich, poor, or in between. This is a program that is designed to help you with what you already have. This is quite simply the world's most advanced strategic money management system, and it creates a unique money management strategy that's customized just for you based on your situation where you're at today. It helps you to work smart to eliminate unnecessary interest. Can everybody say unnecessary? That's what I'm talking about. The unnecessary interest, and create wealth instead. Now, some of you are saying, hey, how can there be unnecessary interest? You know, interest rates are really low right now. Well, yes, they are, but do you think that the banks are going to show you legal methods and loopholes that you can do to avoid paying them that interest, or would they rather continue to receive that money? Well, they're not going to generally point it out to you. We are. So that's why I'm going to show you things that are absolutely unnecessary in the interest that you're paying. Now, in fact, by using this program, the average Prospeo user saves over $100,000 in interest payments that you do not need to pay if you're working smart with what you already have, and it creates over $500,000 in new wealth that you simply wouldn't have otherwise unless you're using a system such as this. Now, this is different than what you might think. There's no borrowing or investing required. You don't have to refi, you don't need to do a mortgage modification or any of that. There's no need to spend even 1 cent more of your monthly income towards your bills to make this work. Okay, how can that be? Well, it does. It works like that. There's no extreme budgeting or cutting up of your credit cards required. If you make $1 more than what you spend, this could work for you. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't budget, that you could get your spending under control, but this isn't what this program is all about. It's very simple to use. It takes just minutes a week to manage. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. The one thing I'm going to tell you is you will have to invest about an hour and a half of your time to get this set up. But the results that you will see will be astounding. Is it worth an hour of your time to get the results that I'm going to show you in a minute? You bet it is. I think you're really going to be impressed with what we've got here. We're so confident that what this will do, as is Ernst & Young, that this gets a 100% money back guarantee. If you do not double any fees that you use to set this program up, in your first 6 months, that is a 100% gain. You get every penny back. How does that sound? The worst case scenario, you've got a savings account. You put some money aside. It is guaranteed in writing, not maybe. You will get every penny back if you do not double anything you put into it. Does that sound pretty good? It should. This is simply the most efficient debt elimination and wealth creation plan possible for your scenario. Now, that's a big step, because we're doing it without you borrowing, without you doing any refinancing, without you doing any more spending, just working with what you have by working smart. Now, this is not just debt elimination. There's great companies that are out there, the Dave Ramsey courses and Crown Ministries, so many others that have great debt elimination plans. This isn't what this is. The debt is eliminated as a byproduct as you focus on creating wealth, where you're at with what you've got, fixed income, little income, no income, wherever. This program has multiple United States patents. There is nothing else like it. Now, here's what you do with it. First, you're going to basically you'll download this system onto your computer. You just turn it on. You can do it right from your smartphone. You don't need to go and buy any new equipment or anything. And you're going to enter your debt information. Now, if you have a mortgage, you'll list that in there, your interest rate and your monthly payment. If you don't have a mortgage, that's okay. It's about wealth creation. It's not dependent on a mortgage. If you have multiple mortgages, you put them all in. If you have credit card debts, you'll list each of those, the credit card, the amount due, and the minimum monthly payment along with the interest. You'll list, if you have multiples, you list them all in there. If you have car loans, student loans, and so forth. By the way, you're also going to list what's left over of your income each month. If you've got $100 left over, that's going to be what we call your discretionary income that you can do whatever it's with and so forth. And if you don't have any left over, you list that as well. If you have an available credit line, you'll list that too. Then you'll simply follow the simple step-by-step instructions that are updated for you in real time. This is a program that will show you exactly what your outcome is going to be in the management of your money. What's kind of unique with this, it gets a little bit addictive. sometimes when you see that if you paid a little bit of extra money towards a mortgage or towards a bill, it's not so enticing for you in the real world, because you don't see the impact of what it does. With Prospeo, you're able to see 10, 15, 20 years out of what making a $50 extra payment might do for you today using this system. It gets very compelling when you say, hey, if I did that, that might make a $12,000 gain for me down the road. It's very unique in the way that it works. You can watch your money grow in real time by every transaction that you do. Now, you can check it out ahead of time. You don't even have to take our word for it. It takes 4 minutes to do a quick evaluation. You can do it online at the website of the person that referred you on here. Go to Trivesta.com, and then their username, they'll send you the link to their website, and there's a free calculator link that looks like that. You just put in your information, answer the simple questions, push go, and in about 4 minutes it's going to tell you exactly what the minimum that the program will do for you. Now let me give you just a very simple example. Now this program uses 7 or 8 different methods to be able to manage and help you to accomplish these particular goals. It's not just one, there are many of them. Now, I'm just going to give you a very simple example. One of the things I've been saying here is that you can do this, save these major savings and interest, and create wealth without spending 1 cent more of your monthly income on your bills. Some people say, hey, that's not even possible. I'm just going to give you a quick example just to show you one tactic out of many of them that can work for you. Now, one thing, again, I want to make clear is there are 7 or 8 different tactics that this program will apply. And what the unique aspect of this is just like a telephone number, there are hundreds of thousands of combinations of these tactics. It's going to fit which ones fit for your situation and make a calculation and adjust that in real time and move it for you. Now, let me give you a very simple example. Now, as we do this, I want to tell you about a couple of money-saving principles that we're going to help you to understand what this program does. We're going to talk about strategic payoff. We're going to talk interest accumulation. We're going to talk very briefly about interest float, and lastly, interest cancellation. Now let's take this very simple example. Here's a typical family. Let's say they've got a fixed income job, maybe a teacher or anything else, $5,400 in income and about $5,200 in expenses. They've got $200 left over each month that they can use for Disneyland, the circus, or savings or college or whatever it might be. That's what their typical program is. Now this example I'm going to show you does not use 1 cent of that $200 to get the results that I'm going to show you here. Now let's see how this works. Let's take it from the very first perspective of strategic payoff. It's paying things off with a strategy, not to the bank's advantage, but to your advantage. Let's take a look at this example. With this typical family, they've got a mortgage of a couple $100,000. They've got a credit card of $7,700. They've got another credit card of $8,400 and a car loan. That sounds pretty familiar. It's fairly realistic. Now, if you're in some parts of the country, a $200,000 mortgage is nothing, or $400,000 or $500,000. So you can scale it to see what it would be in your world. It's just an example of what we're talking about. Now, this particular family also has an available line of credit, a home equity line. It's unused. It has 0. It's not required, by the way, to make this work. It's just an example. And they also have a checking account, 75 bucks in there, sounds about right, and a savings account. The only 2 things that are required to make this program work is a checking and savings. Now note, we are not addressing just the mortgage. We're not addressing just a credit card. We're addressing their complete financial situation. We could have hundreds of accounts. The system will accommodate all of them. This is just a simplified example. Now, as they put this information, and let's say that they get paid in their month, a direct deposit that goes into their checking account. $5,400 hits their checking account. Now, the system notes, well, hey, listen, we just made a quick deposit here. Let's go ahead and transfer that. Instead of paying our bills from it right away, we're going to move into an interest accumulation. We're going to put it into interest-bearing account. Savings account. Is that a great interest-bearing account? No, it's not. It pays you like 0.003% on your money. It's not a great thing. There are far better ones that are out there. In fact, we're going to be releasing some coming up here shortly in the next couple of months that you need to pay attention to. But I'm just going to give you, this is a principle of putting it into an interest-bearing account, okay? So they take their income, put it into there. So how do you pay your bills? Well, this month, the system identifies that they have an available credit line that they can borrow from. So they take and pay all of their mortgage, their car insurance, their bills and everything for 1 month through their line of credit. So they take a $5,200 loan on that. They pay minimum payments just like normal across the bill. They've got their checking, their earnings, their paycheck is actually deposited in another bank. Now, what are we doing? We're using other people's money, just like the banks do with you, for a short period of time. You've got available for it, no interest, and you're making interest on your own. You've just turned the tables on the bank. Does that make sense? Okay, let's move on a little bit. Next month comes in, they've got another $5,400 goes into savings. The system says, okay, we just accumulated $13 in interest by doing this. Now, if it was a much higher interest rate, we're basing this on just a 1% gain. What if it was 8, 10, or 12%, like some of the programs we're going to be sharing with you shortly? Imagine what it could be then. So you basically, the principle here is they've got some interest gained on what they've got, and they're using other people's money for 0 interest. Okay? So they're going to go, the system is going to prompt them to make a strategic payment back into their checking account, and the first thing they do is they pay off that credit line. Second thing that they do, bring it back down to 0, is they're going to make a strategic payment onto their mortgage. They're going to push down their mortgage on the principal amount. The system calculates a $4,084 payment, pushes down their mortgage, and so on. System also makes a strategic payment to their highest interest rate on their credit card and pushes it down by $798. How does it calculate exactly what it is? Because the system is very smart. It uses thousands of algorithms to determine the most efficient mathematical way possible, given your situation, to bring your debt to 0 as fast as possible and accumulate as much wealth. You're putting it in, you're controlling it at all times, but the system actually goes through and helps you to simply give you directives. Now, in that very simple example that I just used, and if I went fast, that's okay. At the end of this webcast, you'll see a 12-minute video you can optionally watch and give you a better explanation. But that very simple explanation, let me point out 2 things. This is over a 3-month cycle. We did not spend 1 cent more of their discretionary income. And by doing that very simple program, we just wiped out $11,162.81 in interest that family will never have to pay. We also got canceled out 15 months worth of mortgage payments and interest payments that they will never have to pay either. Now, that's what we call interest cancellation. By working smart, this is interest that you will never have to pay simply by using strategies. And this is one strategy. The system has a plethora of strategies that it calculates uniquely just for you. And it's guaranteed to work. This amazing result came from using Prospio for just 3 months. What would happen if they also used it for several years? This is a 3-month transaction. What if they use it on an ongoing basis? Well, there's no need to guess. Let me give you actual verified results of what the program actually did. Of the verified results of 4,247 Prospio users that have used this program to date. Now, the average user that's done it is just a $222,000 mortgage. Again, we were just in New York. The average mortgages there are way up. California is way up. But we're just for this sake, this is the actual average numbers. 4.875% was their mortgage rate. They typically had about another $40,000 in other debt, maybe a car loan, credit card loan, and so forth. The average family that used this had a $5,700 a monthly income, and they typically had $336 of discretionary income that was left. You following me so far? This is just who they are. Now note, here's the results I'm going to share with you, that they had actual results without being required to spend 1 cent of their $336. You ready? Their average savings and interest was $102,000. They saved over $11,000 their first year. They got out of debt 17.9 years early. Here's the big thing. The big elephant in the room is this. By taking that $102,000 that they saved, unnecessary interest that they simply eliminated, and taking that and paying it back to themselves at a 1% gain, and also taking those 18 years of payments, and instead of just spending them, also investing it back in themselves, they accumulated a $997,000 retirement plan. Now, get this. Without using the Prospio program, they would have had, at the end of 30 years, they would have had their home. They would have thrown $102,000 out the window and wasted interest. And maybe a car that was probably worn out by then at the end of that time as well. That's what they would have had. Using Prospio, they had $1 million retirement plan. Now get this, guys. What's exciting about this? This is something that can work for just somebody on a fixed income. If you're going month to month wondering how you're going to ever get ahead, here's an option for you. It can get you ahead by working smart with what you've already got.
About Trivesta, a friend of mine asked me what was I doing on a Thursday evening, and he wanted me to come hear something that was, life-changing. And immediately, I was like, you know what? I've kind of heard this before. I'm really too busy for anything. So I thought it was just a been there, done that type thing. I've already heard that before. And then it wasn't until about a month later, I was approached by one of my clients. Being that I'm in the real estate industry, he came to me and said, "Hey Theo, I have something that you might could offer your clients." And I was like, okay, what is it? He says, I have a program that I personally use, and I have 28 years left on my mortgage, and I'll have it paid off in 3.8 years. And immediately I was like, no way possible. It's just, that's too good to be true. He said, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna send you a free calculator, plug your information in, and see what it tells you. Sure enough, I did that. I have 3 mortgages, 28 years left on one of my mortgages. Close to $500,000 in just different debts, and plugged my information in, and we both have modest incomes. We're not rich by any means, and my information came back that I would have it paid off in like 5.9 years. So I was like, still, how is this possible? So I dug a little deeper into Trivesta and this Prospio system, and when I saw that the developers of this software received the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award, I was like, you know what? This is not a fly-by-night award that's just given out to anybody. Being at Starbucks, eBay, Microsoft, Apple, these guys were once Entrepreneur of the Year awards, won the award, and this product the developers, were honored or given an award for it. So that meant a lot of credibility to this system. And when I tell you that I was initially started the system on April 1st, 2016, and today is December 9th, 2016, and we have total savings and interest savings. Nina, hold it up. $55,286.76 to the penny in the amount of interest that we've saved just using the Prospio system. And the greatest thing about it is I control my own money. The system, no, Trivesta doesn't have our money. The system just tells you what to do with your money. And I think that's great because, I'm skeptical. So I wanted to make sure I can control my own money. And there's been no change in lifestyle whatsoever. No one is really more frugal than I am, but the system has allowed us just to live our life as normal. There's no increase in our monthly payment, no refinance. So it's just been a tremendous blessing that I'll know that in 5.9 years, just by doing what I normally do, I'll be completely debt-free. Not just my mortgage paid off, but all of our debts total. So when I'm 45 years old, I can stop working. I just have the flexibility and freedom to do whatever I want to do.
But there's more. By simply going this and taking this focus to change your life, to move yourself up, you get a Trivesta membership that also has other benefits. Other benefits that includes MD Go Health. It gives you 24/7, 365 days a year access to medical care. Now, when you go to the doctor right now, 83% of your visits are things where they go and triage you, take your temperature, and send you out with a prescription, but not before you swipe your credit card on the way out. Am I right? You're going to pay that deductible and copay. Well, with MD Go Health, you get a remote evaluation by a doctor from anywhere, right from your smartphone, right from your computer. There's no long lobby waits, no deductibles or copays. You can get a prescription if needed. In many cases, you can actually pick up the phone, get diagnosed over the phone. If it's an emergency, you still go to the doctor, but you can get your prescription and have it be on your way to get it filled within a half an hour with no copay, no deductible, no per call cost ever, and it covers your family up to 15 calls per month. You get up to 90% discount on your prescriptions just by using this particular program, up to 90%. But there's more. How many of you have pets? Do you have a pet? Guess what? You love your pet? Sure, until they get sick when they're 10, 12, 13 years old. Then suddenly it's like, wow, you love your pet, but you're giving up a vacation to take care of them in many cases. We get an MD Go pet card as well, which will give you up to 80% discount on any pet medications that you need. This is a thing of benefit, and it costs you nothing for this. I'll show you that in a minute. But there's a big one. Here's another one as well. Remember, I told you in the beginning of this webcast, if you could provide for the college of all of your beneficiaries, would you, if it didn't cost anything? Well, you can. With the Trivesta membership, you get the Trivesta College Scholarship Program for free as well. It's real financial help for college for everyone in your extended family. Everyone. Now, who is an extended family? That means any child that is junior in high school or younger, that is your child, your grandchild, your great-grandchild, your nieces, your nephews, your adopted children, your foster children, your godchildren, yes, even your godchildren, all of them you can provide points and advantage for their college scholarship. Here's the way it works. Every member gets 2,000 points per year deposited directly 3 days after you get signed up as a member that you can transfer to any and every beneficiary in your family each year. You have 5 kids, all 5 of those get 2,000 points per year. What's a point? It's equal to $1 off of tuition at over 371 private colleges. 2,000 points, 5 kids, that's 10,000 points per year. That equals $10,000 off of tuition when they go to school. Now, but there's more. When you get a Trivesta membership, you get an additional 5,000 points per year that you can transfer to whomever and wherever you want. If you have one child that you want to put more focus on, or a niece or a nephew or a great-grandchild, you can transfer that 5,000 to them in addition to their beneficiary share of 2,000 points. What does that mean? If you've got one child, you can give that one child 7,000 points, equal to $7,000 a year towards college at 371 of the nation's top colleges. These aren't schlocky colleges. These are some of the best in the country. And this adds up. 5 years of that, that's 35,000 points. $35,000 off tuition. What does it cost you? Nothing. Is this too good to be true? No. This program paid $62 million towards college tuition for 2015 seniors alone. This is true. It works, and it's just an added benefit by being part of the Trivesta membership. Sound good? There's more. Let me go on and tell you a little bit about how you can actually do this for free. Well, it starts this way. First thing is get yourself set up with a membership. You can do this from anywhere from $1 to $3 per day is the most that you can actually spend with this. Up to $3 a day. That's less than the price of a cup of Shell station gas coffee. You know, it's not very much. Now, here's the point. You get all of these benefits for the price of $1 to $3 per day, depending upon what you choose. But here's what you do with this. If you referred 3 other people, just told them about this, that decided to take care of something where they can create a retirement plan, they can eliminate over $100,000 average in interest and accumulate a $500,000 average in new wealth simply by working smart. You can show them a way to save over $1,000 a year on average on their healthcare costs. You can show them a way to provide for their college. What do? You just share this webcast with them. When you refer 3 other people that do the same thing, they pay $1 to $3 per day as well. Yours is free. You never have to pay again. You've got yours at no cost ever. Does that sound like a pretty good deal? You're getting all those benefits. It doesn't cost you anything. Kind of a neat deal, isn't it? And what have you done? You've paid it forward. Trivesta is a mission. It is a vision to go global around the world and reach out to people that don't know how they're going to ever have a plan going forward, and give them a plan. Not only a plan, but a way to do it that they can actually do in their circumstances. It's not only for rich people to get ahead. This is a way that anyone can create wealth in ways that you never even knew were possible. Think about this. How many of you know people that own a home or want to find a way to get their first one in the first place? Or that are sick and tired of being in debt. They're doing the credit card shuffle. The car broke down, they had to borrow money to pay that, and then they got another credit card to pay that debt off in the first one. Then they got another one to pay the second one off, and it's getting out of control because your income is fixed. You got to do something different. If you do the same thing, you're going to end up bankrupt. How about people that could use an extra $18,000 to $24,000 a year? That's what I said, $1,500 an hour. What does that mean? That means it takes 15 minutes a week to do this. The average savings per month in new wealth that's created is over $1,500. It takes 1 hour per month to change your life. That's a $1,500 an hour thing. You're not selling anybody anything. It's just working smart. How about people that want to send their kids to college? How about people that want to save on doctor costs? How about people that need more security online? How about people that need an extra income to get rid of that $336 of a discretionary income and move it up to something where they can get some freedom and start doing some fun things in the short term besides just the future? Everybody around you falls into one or more of these categories. The key to this is you just make a decision to do this yourself. You can start with the option that's right for you. Remember I said $1 to $3 per day. Okay, here's what it is. You can start with the best value option with this is the full Trivesta membership. You're getting the MD Go program, that's the healthcare. You're getting the Prospero membership. You get what we call Keystroke Guard and Ironclad ID. We're not going to get into a lot of that, but suffice to say, what that is it encrypts everything on your cell phone, your tablet, and your laptop so that anybody that hacks into it, there's been a plethora of hacking lately, all they get is gobbledygook. All of your information is secured. It's just an added bonus. If somebody steals your identity, it also helps you to recover that. It's identity theft protection as well. Free, added bonus. You also get college scholarship with extra 5,000 points per year by doing this, and it is a money-back guarantee. You get all of this, the full Trivesta membership, for just $299.95 to get set up. And then it's $99.95 a month. You refer 3 after that, yours is free. Totally. You don't have to sell anybody anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to sell anyone anything at all. You're going to come out ahead just by working smart. Over $100,000 average interest saved, over $500,000 in new wealth. Is that worth a cup of coffee a day? I think so. Second option is like, listen, all right, hey, I don't have time. I don't have any kids to go to college or grandkids, and I don't like my nieces and nephews, whatever it might be. If that's you and you just want to do the Prospero program, this is just smart. I'm sorry, guys. If you're not using something like this, you're throwing money away. This is guaranteed to work. It does work. It's just math. If you're not using it, you should be. I'm sorry, it's almost silly not to. You might want to check it out. I understand that too. But the Prospero membership, if you just want to do that only, here's the way it works. It covers unlimited mortgages and debt. It gives you easy training and tutorials. You get live support. We've got an online chat forum where you can get help from other people. You can pick up and speak with a support agent or chat with them online at any time. You've got smart money tips that go out to you every single week that gives you just advice on how to manage your money in other areas besides this. And it is 100% not only money back guarantee, you are guaranteed to double your money. Show me anything where you're going to double what you put into it in the first 6 months, guaranteed. There's not even, they don't guarantee that in the stock market anywhere. This is better than any type of a program you could ever even imagine. You do the Prospio membership, which is going available internationally as well for just $249 and only $69.95 a month. Okay, think about this internationally. Do you know anybody in other countries that might, any debt-based economy can use this? And this is universal. It's something that's going global. It's digital. It can go anywhere. Lastly, it's like, okay, well, I want to do something with that, but I don't have any debt, and I have too much money on my own right now. I don't know what it might be, but we have the MD Go plan. There is no other plan that I'm aware of that's a telemedicine plan that gives you 15 outgoing calls, covers your whole family for what we're talking about here with no per call cost ever. If you wanted to do just MD Go alone, you can sign up for just $99.95, and then it's only $34.95 a month. Up to 15 outbound calls. You got more than 15 calls per month to a doctor, you should probably go see it. You got something else that's going on, but no per call cost. I haven't seen anything out there with no per call cost ever that doesn't cost over $100 a month. Go search it online. There's nothing else like this, and this is amazing service. The testimonials that you're hearing in that product are fantastic. You're only dealing with board certified physicians and so forth. So again, you get the full Trivesta membership, $299.95. You get the Prospio membership, $249.95, or the MD Go membership only. Is $99.95, and just the monthly fee. You refer 3 on either the full Trivesta or Prospio, and yours is free. You never have to pay for it. Okay. Now this is guaranteed. You will double whatever you put into any of the Prospio programs, period, in your first 6 months, or you get every penny back. There's no risk. You refer 3, and yours is completely paid for. Now, to get your membership today, all you need to do is get the username of the advocate, remember that term, advocate, that referred you, and go to trivest.com/their username. And they've got their own website. When you get there, you'll click on the gold button. There's 2 buttons you'll see. One is red to become an advocate. The other is gold to become a member. Click on the gold button to become a member. You select your package, you fill in your information, and so forth. That's it, guys. That's where we're at. All I have to say is this, if this is for you, fantastic. If it's not, that's okay. Maybe you can share it with others. But one thing I can say is, if you keep doing what you've been doing, is your retirement plan going to work for you? Is your wealth plan going to be working for you? Are you tired of the same house that you're in? You're tired of being in debt? You have to do something different. You can't do the same thing. Get another job, or maybe that's an option, but this is something you can work smart with what you already had. God entrusted you with things. Here's a way that is proven. It's mathematically sound. You follow it, you will come out ahead.